young chillin', a YouTube internet media villain. Can't be what you want her to be. She's a baby-faced heel on the first degree.
SmackDown for May 23rd. Tiffany Stratton opens the show with a promo and is interrupted by Alexa Bliss, and is also interrupted by Charlotte Flair, who's also in the first match of the evening, which is a triple threat qualifier for the Money in the Bank. She's going against Julia and Zelina Vega, the U.S. champ. Julia is the winner of that match. Tommaso Ciampa wins against Chris Sabin, thanks to the interference of his tag team partner, Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae. Also in the background, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre are still fighting. They're fighting all over the arena. Michin and B-Fab takes on the Secret Hervis, which is Alba Fire and Piper Niven, and Michin and B-Fab win. Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo defeats Ray Phoenix and Jimmy Uso. R-Truth cuts a promo on his match with John Cena at the upcoming Saturday night main event. It was a great promo. LA Knight defeats Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura in the men's triple threat qualifier for Money in the Bank. And then the main event of the evening, the tag team champions Street Profits takes on Fraxium. During the match, DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns come out to fight. They're fighting outside of the ring as a distraction, but then the lights go out and the Wyatt Six appears. It cleans house. So that ended up being a DQ. Saturday night main event for May 24th. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker defeats Sami Zayn and CM Punk, thanks to the help of the returning Bronson Reed. U.S. title match with the champion Zelina Vega defeats Chelsea Green. And a non-title match, John Cena defeats R-Truth in a match that was half as long as everybody else's match, but it was still pretty good, with R-Truth mirroring John Cena's skill set. Then we had a steel cage match. Damian Priest defeats Drew McIntyre. Then we had the World Championship. Jey Uso defeats Logan Paul. John Cena comes out to interfere, but Cody Rhodes make the save. Then we have Raw, May 26th. Paul Heyman comes out and he introduces everyone to Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, as if they didn't know. First matchup of the evening was the men's Money in the Bank triple threat qualifier, with Penta defeating Chad Gable and Dragon Lee. Liv Morgan returns to the Judgment Day Clubhouse, and she catches Dum Dum in a compromising position with Roxanne Perez, but she acts like it's no sweat. Tozawa takes on Rusev in a squash match, and then Rusev takes on Tozawa after the bell, but Sheamus makes the save. lot of S sounds there. Squash, Rusev, Sheamus. Anywho, tag team champions The New Day defeat the War Raiders and the Creed brothers.
We apologize for any background noise you may hear. Our house is very loud. You can start.
Jey Uso cuts a promo and is interrupted by Gunther. Then we have the returning Liv Morgan versus Kairi Sane, but she loses to Kairi Sane. Big upset right there. Then the Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria cuts a promo. Becky Lynch interrupts. Seth Rollins takes on Finn Balor and Sami Zayn in a Money in the Bank triple threat qualifier. Seth Rollins wins, and then him and his crew jumps Sami Zayn, but Jey Uso comes out to make the save, and while that's happening, CM Punk attacks Seth Rollins, and that's Raw.
Okay, we're going to talk about this Seth Rollins thing going on. For him to side with Big Bronson Reed like that, very surprising.
Yeah, they didn't explain that enough for my taste.
They need to go more in depth on what happened.
Yeah, because here's a man that just wiped you out, put you on the shelf for a while, and then all of a sudden, he's your best man in your gang. Nah, that ain't happening.
But at the same time, it's like with Seth Rollins getting with Braun Breaker, it doesn't really make sense for him to be with Braun Breaker for real either. But that could be played more into
That I sort of understand, because that was something that was brokered by Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But the Bronson Reed thing still doesn't wash with me. I don't care even if Paul Heyman did set that up too. No, this guy crushed my ribs. I need to get my lick back.
Very true, but I'm happy to see he's back in action, because I knew he was coming back for a while because he kept posting on his Instagram account, so shaky. We're gonna talk about what are they? The Judgment Day, and Finn Balor. He is a messy biscuit.
Yeah, did you see that video?
Yeah, him just smiling
the
ear to
close-up
ear.
of his face.
He's just grinning. I bet if he had some popcorn, he would be smacking it, enjoying the show.
Yeah, he did look like that Michael Jackson meme from Thriller when he's in the theater eating popcorn.
Yeah, but also Roxanne Perez, she is not interested in Dominic. I am so sure of it. I'm so sure Finn put her up to do this, to flirt with him, just to break the connection between Dom and Liv.
Yeah.
Because if I watched it exactly, she was doing the exact same things Liv Morgan did when Liv Morgan was getting with Dom. The shoulder rub, the bringing him chicken nuggets, the exact same moves in the exact same way. If anything, spice it up a little bit. Don't use the same sets. We're gonna jump to the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six coming back is... I wonder if they're planning something for SummerSlam with the Wyatt Six exactly.
That'd be good.
Because a big, Wyatt Six fight with, the Bloodline could be interesting, or, John Cena. Who did they attack? They attacked,
You talking about on SmackDown?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the dudes' names.
He attacked Fraxium and DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns.
I can see why they
I
went...
think the Street Profits just ran away.
Which was smart on their end. But I can see why they would attack them. One, they could want to get in on the tag team action.
Right.
Two, DIY just sucks, and they are whiny babies who have stabbed their own friends in the back, which would make sense with the whole we don't agree with people being mean to their family or whatever.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting, but they could be going for something different around SummerSlam time. Are you excited for Money in the Bank happening?
I could take it or leave it.
I see. Any wrestler of the week?
This week, no.
Okay.
Well, Bronson, with his return, yeah, I'd say he's the wrestler of the week.
I don't really have one, but I want to talk about John Cena and R-Truth's fight. I honestly would have liked it better if R-Truth would have won, because I feel like that would have hurt John Cena's ego and made him go even more into the deep end of, I'm John Cena, I'm supposed to be the greatest champion, I'm supposed to be the best, I'm supposed to be blah 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 blah, just for him to lose to a joke wrestler like R-Truth.
Yeah, especially when R-Truth was doing all of John Cena's moves. That would have been nice that he beat him with his own stuff.
Yeah, but it also would have pushed John Cena further for him to just become this crazy person we think he's going to turn into. I feel like The Rock has him on a leash right now, but if he breaks and snaps, The Rock's not going to know what to do. And they could do so many storylines with, like, oh, we lost the reins on him. I feel like that would just be really smart. Who else did I want to talk about? I'm sorry, that break was like too long for me to remember anything. Solo and Jacob. Jacob was very... I didn't like the way that was. When he finally said, I love you to Solo again.
Why is that?
Because you can tell that Jacob is... He's disenchanted with Solo. He doesn't have that same feeling he had last year. And it's probably because Solo is a fucking asshole. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cuss. But Solo only thinks of Solo. He doesn't think of the bigger picture, the family, the bloodline. Solo only thinks of what Solo wants. And he thinks that he is great. Just like Finn Balor, they have the same thought process as if they're not on top, no one's on top. And with that, you could see Jacob Fatu either becoming his own thing and just dominating by himself, or hey, Jimmy or Jay or Roman sneaks in and steals him and brings them to their side. But they would
That'd be interesting.
They would have to explain a little bit on why Jay does not like Jacob. Or what's his name? Seth Rollins could end up stealing him. He could lose his title and then somehow he ends up with Seth Rollins and them. I feel like that would be interesting.
But they're on two different shows.
Yeah, that's why I said he loses his title and then he ends up moving to another show. I didn't say that fully, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Because that would be like, oh, a lot of the wrestlers do that. They lose their title and then they move to the other show thinking they can do better. So I feel like that would be a really good move to pull. I was just thinking of this. Cody Rhodes being back. Which is really funny because somebody had a thought online that Cody Rhodes was being a bit, like, he was being put off to the side on purpose. Because he was supposed to come back weeks ago, and apparently Triple H was like, no, we're going to set you aside for something else that wasn't even as good. I forget what match that was that they set it aside for. But I'm just like in awe of this right now.